Hey guys, in this video I want to talk about again cancel culture, this witch hunt, overly like sensitive culture we've created, and how that is essentially bigoted towards neurodivergent people. I think I made a video somewhat about this and about cancel culture, but I just want to go into specifically like the paradox of just what I see with like it's almost like certain people are gaining power through canceling people just being what used to be like the worst thing you could be. Is just like envious and it's just shameful. It's like a shameful thing to do that, but you used to have something at stake. Like, for example, you'd have to spread rumors and be whatever. In real, like before the internet, it was just kind of, you'd have to say something and then somebody would have to hear it, and then you go, well, Stacy said this about Jeremy. They said it to Brian. Now Brian's telling someone like, oh, that was Stacy said it. It's like, oh, so then eventually comes back to that person like being a POS, like create like there I feel like there is a price that's paid. Karma happens, but now it's like so the norm to do that, and it is so confusing with like people, you know, trying to cancel people, trying to crap on people so easily. Like it's own little like thing now to just, and it's so normalized to crap on people that are doing better than you, and it's so hard to and so the point of the video is to talk about like I don't know. I think about people that are, you know, neurodivergent. Like, let's talk about Asperger's. Traditionally, Asperger's people will say things that are insensitive. Like, think of doctors or engineers or, I should say we're everywhere, whatever. Like, neurodivergent people are everywhere, and people that are able to hyper focus and able to do a job, but maybe don't have the bedside manner. And it's like, that doctor's canceled for saying something like direct to a patient that needed sensitivity in that moment, didn't get it, and now that person's bad when they're just themselves. Does that make sense? Like, and it's interesting to me because, and nothing's all, but like I kind of think that I gotta get out of here, but I kind of think that like it's like the very people online that were, I mean, I saw it happen when everything got really sensitive. It just felt like it was the gamer crowd, like these, like the people I came from. Like I saw it happen. It happened to me. I get doxxed, DDoSed. Like 2014, and that was a lot of that community. They're like very smart, but socially, like, I don't know, like, so not great socially for whatever reason. They just couldn't get it together, and they found power in that. And like, I swear to God, that's where it came from. It was a lot, a lot of it was like the gamers. Because think about it, those are the people that, they're analytical, they're smart, and they can gamify things. They know how like 1 + 1 = 2, and they're like, but they don't know how to be social. And one person canceled, then the other person sees it, then they can do, they do it, then it is like psychopathic. The psychopathic motto, and I've heard people say it to me, family included. Why did you just do that? Because I can. If you ever hear someone say that, that is a psychopath. And those people got carte blanche with the internet, and when we became overly sensitive and didn't look at nuances. And it's funny because those people, I would argue a lot of them are neurodivergent, maybe Asperger's type people, ASD. I still use Asperger's. It helps. I don't. Everything's a spectrum. How can we all be ASD? I don't. Asperger's. I'm using that term for the sake of argument. Asperger-y. And then now in society, it's like it's eating our own. I don't know. That's what I was just thinking about this morning. Like it's like parasitic. It's like the people that were doing that now are not able to thrive because with that kind of oversensitivity, there's so many people that are neurodivergent that and it's an obsessive. It's all like, I swear, ADHD, ASD, I crashed my car. No, ASD, OCD, and ADHD. Like, it's neurodivergence, and there's so many parallels. I mean, there's so many freaking correlations, so many parallels, or so many similarities. And so that obsessive compulsive, that obsessive nature, like that's the OCD. I guess you could call it OCPD to be technical. It's not ritualistic, but it's obsessive in nature, right? That is ADHD. That's all over ADHD. That's all over ASD, Asperger's, whatever. And of course, OCD, people with OCD are also OCPD. So, damn this fucking mic. So, and I don't know, I was just thinking about this morning, and it made me think. I heard one guy on a YouTube video, it was amazing. He was talking about this too, how a big reason that art and inspiration and, like, things are more just like this opaque, not opaque, what is it, what's that color that's shit, like, just like periwinkle, just like things are just like muted. I kept trying to think of the color, but it's because a lot of the people that shape culture are the people that are allow, and I made this video, and I made this video about, being a good, I went on a tangent, of course, about being a good man, and that, I guess, is my biggest video, but I went on a tangent about this, and that without being allowed to make mistakes, how do you create, like, art? And I was talking about the Me Too movement, and I feel like that Me Too movement was like a catalyst to, I know I'm going all over the place with, like, Me Too, but the Me Too movement was like a catalyst to shut men up, make men afraid, and keep men small. And it was a catalyst to destroy a lot of the risk-taking with men. And that risk-taking now manifests in women being unhappy because now men don't approach as much. The incentives, the risk reward of approaching women is off because of this culture. It has manifested in men not taking risks with art, whether it be creating anything, even content to talk about things that are super left of center, because the nuance of comedy, whatever it is, what someone's trying to say, the nuance is irrelevant now. What did he say? What did he say? And then it's clipped, and you see a short version, and then that person's life's gone. And then if they're a small person, like they're a small creator, then no one knows, no one cares. if that person's making just enough money for the advertisers to make what they're saying within the realms of their brand, then they survive. And in a world with this algorithm, I'm going on a huge tangent, but I'm going to keep going. With this algorithmic daddy, this new unconscious, which is the algorithm, which is completely reshaping culture, and already has, and now it's getting to a point where it's slavery. And the people that would be pushing against this, the neurodivergent people, I would argue, are shut up, are told to shut up, because that person that may say 50 wrong things and then hit something, nail something, they are now canceled because one of those 50 wrong things was cancelable at that particular moment in time. Something that was okay to say, like, here's a great example. I'm going to say the word retarded right now. And this is my whatever brain, is I can't help myself. That's 3 puns, or that's 3 ironies or puns or whatever. Is like, I'm talking about this topic. That's the best word for it, because that word retarded, you would be canceled for. Now it's okay again. We'll see. And I can't help myself. Let's see what happens. Shaking shit up. And that's another correlation to a video I did earlier about men who do that are now considered narcissists. There's a nuance to narcissism. There's a difference between shaking shit up, wanting to get people out of their shell, wanting to shake up life, create abundance of higher vibration, and using shaking shit up, using creating conflict as a way for control and abuse and manipulation, i.e. the narcissist. That's different. There's nuance. That's when intent matters. God damn it, I'm all over the place. But where do we start? There's another irony. There's like 4 ironies there. I'm making this video about neurodivergence, art, cancel culture, and I'm off topic. But the reason I'm making this video again is just the very people that started cancel culture, I would argue a lot of neurodivergent people, like, are now canceled themselves. This is why, I don't know, this is why, like, I don't know, I think about, it's like 80s or whatever, it's like the jocks, the archetypal jock, which became businessmen, which became police officers, which became all this shit. Like, they're idiots, and they became like leaders, and those people would go on to be successful, and the nerds were not successful. I mean, they were, but, like, you know what I mean? Like, it was like until Bill Gates, it was just kind of like, you know, there's that in society, that type of dude was like nerd was a pejorative term. There's a great example. Now it's nerd is like, ooh, hyper focused. It usually means somebody is like, they are really into something, probably pretty successful, probably pretty analytical and sensitive, not a loser, which is what nerd used to mean. And now with technology, it's like nerdiness is like become pathological, i.e. cancel culture, i.e. exponential power, because you can, right? Is that why you're doing it, Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates? Is it because you can? Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Just because you can control an entire population through algorithms and this and that doesn't mean you should. And now that's kind of what I think about. That's like the correlation. Like, psychopaths, what do they say? Why'd you do that? Because I can. Hey, big tech overlord that may or may not be a psychopath. Why did you like create that algorithm that like made society destabilized and like, yeah, it brings up your shareholder value and it gives you more control and it gives you more this and that, but like why did you really do that? Because I can. Because I can. Why did you do that? Because I can. I think about that, like that to me that is the because I can. Those three words those three words are a factor in a lot of what is happening in society. Why did you download the new TikTok app if it's making your mental health so bad? Because I can. Or because they did. I don't know. I feel like that's there's something to that. Just thinking about that, like maybe 15 years ago, it was just like, oh, no one would do that. I don't really have an example, but like something with like video, or like just thinking things are going to stay the same. I have a big problem with wanting things to stay the same, like, or thinking things are going to stay the same, and partially because growing up things were relatively the same. Pick your example, anything. Pick any example, like how we communicate, how we socialize. Damn it! Sorry, this is the worst fucking for this mic. Any example? Yeah. So it's a mic. Okay. And I remember thinking, I'm like, I think it was like Netflix was the first thing I was thinking about. I was like, oh, you can just make that into streaming? I remember thinking like, oh, that's like, in my mind, I was like, I don't know why I thought this. I just thought there's like safeguards. Maybe it was just like part of me that like thinks that I'm taking care of, thinking about, when you're a kid, you think you have to believe that something is bigger, like that is taking care of you. You have to think that like your parents know more than you, like they know the meaning of life or something, and they don't, and that's scary to know that your parents don't know the answer to something, because then who knows? Just like I thought, oh, government, something to be back rails, guardrails against like something becoming harmful, i.e. like too much convenience. I don't know, like this is bad, so we won't do it. But business doesn't know it's progress. And I didn't understand that is what happens, is because there is no laws against progress. We're not Amish, It's going to become more, as long as there's money to be made, it doesn't matter if it's a net negative for society. Someone's benefiting. Someone's making money. And as long as people make money, then people are buying it, then it doesn't matter what the implications are. And I remember Netflix was like, it's like, oh, I like having DVDs, or like it was something like that. It's like, oh, they can just create this idea and then change all of media and how we, talk to the person at Blockbuster, how we consume, a movie and have rewatchability. I rented this movie. Now I'm going to watch it 3 more times because it's the only movie I have. It's the newest movie. You're going to dissect it like a good book. You're going to consume it thoroughly because it's art. And it's someone's art that you want to appreciate because it took the time to create it for you. So you can rewatch it, you can write about it, you can dissect frames, composition, like the message, everything. And I remember I was thinking, I was like, oh, it's just like, oh, it just keeps moving forward. Like, you don't need anyone's permission. You just do and make something, and then if it makes money, it makes money, and it doesn't matter. Again, it doesn't matter. Like, if it's good for society. That was like one of the first, like, for some reason, again, I just didn't, for some reason I thought there'd be some checks and balances with that, but there's not. And I guess that's the main point of this video is technology and neurodivergence and how cancel culture and how just because people can, that's why they do. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. In this day and age, people can, so they do. People can cancel you, so they do it. I don't understand how that isn't called out. That is hell on earth. Think about that. If you can do something with no consequences, and people are allowed to do that, and they get away with it, they're just going to keep doing it. And that's what creates this world we live in now, where people are afraid to say anything. They have to be on the right side. They have to worry about everything. And you can't just be who you are. I saw this shit coming a mile away, man. And it's just like, it's so sad. It's so sad because it's inevitable. It's just going to get worse. Sorry to be a doomer, but that's why I think the only way to fight back against this stupid crap is just to, like, be weird and try and stay weird and authentic, because it's only going to get more weird, more like inauthentic, group thinking, and whether real conflicts, like real, like authoritarianism, or perceived authoritarianism, i.e. people just become so weak that they just don't fight back and don't care, which is kind of where we are now. We, like, kind of have authoritarianism, but we also have just, like, pussified ourselves to thinking that, like, oh my God, I'm out of the tribe. The tribe that doesn't mean anything, that it's eating its own. This is a ranty video, but hopefully there's some value. Neurodivergence and cancel culture. Let me know what you guys think. Have a good one.